Hi, welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. We're going to be going to church. Got my Sunday job, my Sunday driving job, which I think probably most of you know about. I take everybody down to church, then heathen that I am, I go and pick up the children from the three little girls' place, and there's usually about, I don't know, 10 or 12 people that go to church. And it makes it a lot easier if I go and pick them up. So once I get them to church, I got an hour or an hour and a half to myself. So I usually tootle off to Taliban and have breakfast by myself, or pick up something that may be needed, and then I come back in time to take everybody back to their house in Tanghalige. Always have trouble with that name, but anyway. So I have a little time, alone time to myself today. Now what I wanted to talk about now was deal with a few comments. Most of the comments that we get are really nice. I enjoy doing them. Some of you actually share bits of your life, which I love to read, especially, sorry, I'm a romantic. I like to think that romance is still alive and well, and when people tell me how they met and how they've got a good life, it's wonderful to me. It's food to my heart. So I love those comments. The other comments, you can criticize, you can try and correct me, you can inform me, you can educate me, you can do all of those things. Just keep it nice, okay? Do you really think that I'm going to if I was inviting people to potshot at me, I'd have a target painted on my t-shirt, and I haven't done that. So keep it nice. If you keep it on nice, say whatever you like, okay? So the other thing that I wanted to touch on was people often say that they'd like to come and visit. Boy, you are welcome to come and visit. Ever since we had our guest house done, it's basic, okay? It looks nice on the outside, and it is nice on the inside. There is a bathroom, there's running water in there, which is more than we have in our house, okay? It's got windows and doors, which is more than we have in our house. And it's clean and comfortable, okay? It's not luxury, it's not 5-star. It's coming up to about 3/4 of 1 star, I think, probably. All right, so if you have sent me in the comments, if you've asked me, can I come and see you? Can I come and visit? And you've indicated that you'd like to do that, especially if, like one of the comments that I saw today, the person is going to be here in November and would like to come and see us. You are more than welcome, and we will make you very welcome, and you can stay the night in our guest house, and we hope you'll have a nice time. We'll take you around and show you some of the things that we've done if you're interested in the kind of work that we're doing. So all of that, couples, singles, you can come and see us. You're more than welcome. Don't wait for me to send you a red carpet invitation, because I may miss your comment, or it may just get put to one side. So that done, comments done. What's the top comment for, well, the top post for receiving comments? One was the cat. Beth, for some reason best known to herself, cuts the whiskers of the cat, which I tell her she shouldn't be doing, and I think finally got through on that, and she won't be doing that again. The claws, well, I'm sorry, but the claws get trimmed, because Golden especially loves to jump from the floor right up onto my shoulders, and the claws are getting trimmed, okay, so that they're just not like razors. That's what they're used for.
Right, Evan Steven from Hong Kong, when he arrived here, Golden jumped up
onto Stephen. That was my wife, a ghostly voice, which you may have not seen an image for. So anyway, that's that said. Like I said, you can comment about anything. Just keep it nice. Okay. Now the the other thing of interest was our truck. Now, this is a common thing that people mistake. When they see us make a video, they forget that actually what they're looking at is a video. And when we do things like at one point we went down to the rice field and Beth showed how, as a kid, she had been taught how to plant rice. And she was in there ankle deep in the water, in the mud, and I'm holding the camera. We are making a video. But someone still said, you know, that lazy son of a, you know, why doesn't he get in there and help her? Well, we weren't planting the entire field. We were just making a video, okay? Like Beth is not in there cooking every day. We make videos. Now, this is obviously this is actually what was happening when we did a video on buying a truck. Now, what that was about was, it was about a truck buying experience in the Philippines. Now, if you're in the West, like Chuck, who is a pro salesman in trucks, he said, well, you know, salespeople despise tire kickers. Well, yes, I sold cars myself in Australia and made a decent living and financed my whole trip out there. Came home with more money than I went. So yes, I do know, and I know about the attitude of all salespeople. They're there to sell whatever it is that they're selling, and yes, they can have those kind of feelings towards people who come around and look. Well, the way that I see it is that whenever you're going to make a large investment, you are entitled to go around and talk to the salesman and gain some insight as to the product. Now, one of the things that I've seen in the Philippines is that salespeople, even though they may be professional, have a totally different way of dealing with their customers than they do in the West. When I sold cars in Australia, if someone came round and they seemed like they were really interested in a car that was about to come in, I would get their address, and boy, the day that that car came in, I would be driving that car out to that address and talking to the person and giving them a test drive. That was the difference there between even that and selling cars in America. Now, in the Philippines, it's a totally different experience. When you go around, I've been around to that particular dealership and expressed interest in the truck that we are talking about, and I've asked them, when will you have that truck in? Because what we're looking for is a truck of the size that you may have seen in that video. We want it to be an extra cab, or a multi-cab as they call them here, and we want it to be 4x4. It must be a four-wheel drive. So it would have extra room for passengers, but it would also have the same size of truck bed, if not much bigger than the truck that we have right now. That when it's fully loaded, our little truck can't even get up the hill, the last one, which we call the tunnel. So we have to unload everybody. Then I blast up the hill, and everybody walks that last couple of 100 yards. So you have to understand that we were not there as tire kickers. We were there as finding information, finding out what things cost. No, we don't have the cash, and yes, you can go to Cebu, as Hank suggests. You can go to Cebu, and as the salesman, you heard the salesman say, you actually would get it cheaper there. We know very well it's a no-brainer that you will pay much less for a truck, almost double, almost 50% of the price of what you will pay if you have it on finance. Finance people are there to make a killing, and they do, and they don't care whose blood is spilt as long as they make their money. Now, if you're like our numbers friend, he calculated, well, this is a 54% interest rate, and somebody else said far too expensive. Well, Yes, it is. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a mortgage? Do you have a car on finance? How many years is it over? 5 years is quite a normal thing in the US to have a car over 5 years. Sometimes I wonder if a car will last for 5 years. I've even, when I was in the US, when a car was paid for in, say, a fairly short time of 2 years, you could refinance that car and go again and just go down there, do the paperwork and refinance the car. Imagine how much interest you are paying. Which brings us to banks. The banks are not there to help you succeed in life. The banks are there to make a killing. The banks are organized crime, organized legal crime. If you've never heard of fractional banking, you should make it your business to find out. When you sign your name to a check for a loan, right? So let's say that you go in and you borrow 5,000. If you do that on your credit card and you only pay the minimum amount, now, Sebastian, there's a little calculation for you to work out, because it will take you absolutely years to repay that 5,000 and the interest will be horrendous. So do we know that getting it on finance is an expensive way to go? Yes, we do. Are we able at this time to pay for cash? No, we can't. Do we need a truck? Very much, yes we do. So, what do? We do what everybody else does, and we get the truck on finance. Now, our goal is to raise as big a deposit as we possibly can. So we're actually trying, with the sales of our books and some of the money that we're getting from GoFundMe, not from GoFundMe, I'm sorry, from Patreon, we're hoping that we will be able to get a truck which will enable us to continue doing our work, which is a video which you can look at, which is going to be uploaded probably later today, on exactly what we've done in the 6 months that we have been on YouTube. We have done an enormous amount of work, and we've done it. Sorry, I'm choking on the fact that my wife has just been here spraying. What is it you've been spraying, my dear? Which
Spray net.
It's what?
Spray net.
I don't know what she said. But anyway, so I'm gradually getting my... What's that on your neck, honey? You've got all kinds of stuff. So, yes, we know that the interest rate is horrendous. Go and work out, if you paid $150,000 for your house and it's going to take 30 years to repay, work out the payments on that. It's like, I think it's even double or more. It's more than double, I know that. So, Beth is not going to do that right now, are you, honey?
No.
Okay. So, we know, and we know that that things are different here. We wanted, Hank, to show you just how different an experience of buying something is here. You may know, because if you're suggesting I go to Cebu, you probably are. You may even be in the area, I don't know, or have experience of being in the area. So yes, yes, we could go to Cebu. Then we'll have the cost of getting it back. Somebody that we know bought a truck exactly like ours and paid 4,000 pesos in fees to the truck, to the company, the dealership, just to get his truck back here. So that's only viable if you have the cash and can go on deal and you can afford to bring it back. Now, the other comment was, don't buy a surplus, buy used. The opportunities, the choices open to you when you're here are greatly different to the way that it is in the West, and you have to understand that. Now, do we know everything about how to buy the truck? No, because it's not actually a problem to us right now. Until we have the money, like Hank says, don't go in to get a truck until you've got the money. That's good advice. As I say, we made a video about the experience. That was the point of the video that you saw, just showing you how different it is here. That people actually are doing jobs that they don't know very much about. When we went in to buy a motorcycle, we spoke to a young girl who was the salesperson for quite a large dealership. And she knew very little about the product. So in the end we just walked out. She missed the sale. So that's the end of my little chat today. Now I'm off to do my deal as a driver Sunday, and I'm looking forward to my trip and alone time in Talabon, and I'll have a cup of coffee because I already had breakfast, and I'll talk to you again. Thanks for listening. This is a foreigner in the Philippines.
Please like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Happy Sunday. God bless everyone. Thank you.
Who is that woman?
Bye-bye.